Hello and welcome into Antigonish, Nova Scotia, inside the beautiful yet freezing cold Antigonish Arena for today's matchup between the hometown Novas and the visiting Cougars. My name's Ryan McDonald. On behalf of all High Bun Sports, I'd like to thank you for joining us on today's presentation of Nova's hockey in the Major Bantam Nova Scotia Hockey League. In goal today for the Novas, it's number 29, Landon Wilson. And for the Cougars, it's number 30, Ryland Landry. Lineups read, anthem sang. It's time for some hockey here in Antigonish. Both teams coming off a big win yesterday. The Novas took down the Rangers, whereas the Cougars played the Bearcats and put up a 9-spot and a shutout, winning 9-0. So both teams looking for a 4-point weekend here. Only one will leave with it, however. Both teams, both crowds making a lot of noise here. The cold's not affecting them. Puck's drop. It's tied up, won by the Novas, taken right back, right away, and there's some heavy contact right off the bat. First will try to go back, collect that puck. It's thrown out in front of the net. Taken, however, by the Novas. Novas look to get it up. It's chipped into the zone. Thrown back out. Can't be held by Fraziers. Purcell tries to get it back in, and it goes up and over the glass into the stands. Almost in a fan there. As he tosses it right back onto the ice. For a first stoppage in play this afternoon. Or this morning, rather. Puck's dropped, one back. Pass to McMullen. McMullen works it up. It's tipped into the zone. Landry will play it behind his own net. It's wrapped around. McDonald has it at the point. Throws it right back in. Austin. Austin centering pass. Sampson. Sampson in front. Pass in front. Shot. Scores! What a play. Give and go. And it's 1-0 early. Peoples getting the Novas on the board. Ryland Peoples got the pass right in front of Landry, made a move and put it into the empty net. In less than a minute in, 1-0 Novas. Puck drop back underway, this time won by the Cougars. Braun has it. Working his way up to the neutral zone. Still with it, into the Nova zone. Tries to chip it in, it's blocked by Austin. Austin has it, he's going the other way. His pass up. Gillis, it's knocked off his stick. McNeil will make a move for the Cougars. Just chipped in there into the Nova zone. Right back is Gillis. Gillis will pick it up. Throws it up to McDonald. It gets past him, it'll go all the way down. And that will be an icing against the Novas. As we draw in the Nova zone here after that icing. One back by the Novas. McDonald has it on his own net. Alex McDonald tries to pass it off. It's held at the point. Shot from the point. Blocker up and out of play as Wilson made a blocker save there and went up and over the glass. So we'll get another face-off in the Nova zone. This time they are able to get a change. Couple fresh legs out there for the Novas. Timmons is in to take the face-off against Romard. And Romart's promptly kicked out of the face-off circle. So someone will have to go take it. It'll be Lincoln McDonald against Timmons now. Puck's dropped. Timmons wins that one as both bodies hit the ground. McMullen takes it though and chips it up and out. Gets past the body. Braun will have to retreat back into his own zone. Braun behind his own net. Waiting for the play to work itself out. O'Neill chips it up. It's chipped past McMullen into the Nova zone. Wilson out there to play on his own net. That was risky, but it paid off. So McMullen's there. There's a Balfour alongside the boards. 4 Novas in the scrum there. Puck will come out. It will be Nova's puck. Chipped up, and it's caught in slot shot. Big save off the stick there by Wilson as he loses that. Braun has it at the point. Wilson still no stick. Big block by Romard. Puck doesn't come out though. Crawford trying to get it out. It will eventually come out. It's knocked back in, but that's a delayed icing. Still no stick for Wilson. He's waiting for a chance to go get it. Pass wide of McDonald. Barry has it. Barry's pass goes wide. McDonald tries to chip it out. He can't. Wilson still no stick. It was knocked towards him. McMullen has it behind his own net. McMullen passes it up. It's intercepted. Bonar can't make the play. McCossack just chips it in. Barry swings and misses at the puck. Still, Cougars keep possession. Pass at center ice is knocked away. McNeil working in. Taken by Frazier. Tries to throw it at the point. Barry's shot. Well wide and blocked. Chipped up from McCossack into his skates, but it gets out. Passed over. Back to Purcell. Purcell works it over. Frazier up to McCossack. McCossack chips it back. Duggan's in. Duggan makes a pass just wide of his intended target. Picked up alongside the boards. Tries to go back to Purcell. It's intercepted. And then just dumped right back into the corner. Cougars with it. Cougars trying to get out of their own zone. They just do it. It's taken right back. Sampson, Peoples. It's a 2-on-1. Sampson past the Peoples. Shot scores! People's kind of fanned on it there, but still got enough of it to put it in the back of the net. And that's his second of the morning. Not even 5 minutes in. And it's 2-0. Pass back, one back. McDonald throw it to Gillis. Gillis just chipped it in. Sims picks up the puck. He loses an edge, but it still makes the pass. Puck flies over to the far side. It's knocked off Graves' stick. Dykers will have it. Dykers working it with Gillis. Dykers shot. Pad save into the corner by Landry. Cougars looking to chip it out. They do. Gillis has it around the red line. His shot, his stub in is knocked down, and there's a couple bodies flying around the Nova's bench. Back is McDonald into the corner. McDonald working with it. He's working his way up. He gets out of the zone. He's working with some speed into the Cougar zone. Loses the puck into the corner. That'll be picked up. McDonald with a hit behind the net. Puck goes around. Lincoln McDonald has it. Lincoln McDonald, he's hit in the corner. Some bodies flying here. Johnson has it. Pass up. Timmons just dumps it in. Wilson looked to play it, but left it for McMullen. It's rimmed around. It's just dumped into the zone by Lincoln McDonald there. It'll be picked up by the Cougars. Some good forecheckings. Novas have the puck as Crawford's there behind the net. His partner pass tries to be thrown out front again. Crawford has it. Crawford working up his, fanned on the pass. Cougars working with the puck. O'Neal trying to go far side. That's an offside. Will be blown dead. Just under 5.5 into this first period. McDonald passes the puck back to McMullen. McMullen to McDonald. There will be a penalty coming up. A slash to Crawford as the Novas had the puck. So that brings up the first to coast electrical and ventilation penalty kill of the game for the Novas. Keeping things running smoothly just like the Novas on the penalty kill. Puck's dropped, one back by the Novas. Over to Dykers. Dykers tries to chip it out. It gets out. Dykers has a puck. It's knocked right back off his stick into the Nova zone. Puck goes all the way down. Cougars looking to try to get something going here on the power play. Looking to get set up. Quickly into the Nova zone. Behind the net. Pass back to Barry. Barry. Back to the point, Braun. Makes another pass. Back to Braun. Back to Barry. Barry down low. Turn shot. Saved by Wilson as a sharp angle shot there. As the linesmen are trying to figure out, someone lost a net guard. They don't know whose it is. They think it's the Cougars. They're going to return it to the Cougars bench. Trying to blow my hands. It's a little cold in here. Back to Braun at the point. Braun makes a pass over. Shot. Hits a stick. It goes high and wide. Lincoln McDonald will pick up the pocket. He's off. McDonald works in, tries to toe drag and shoot, and lost the puck. He just fires it behind the net. A minute left in this power play. Cougars almost gave the puck up in front of the net as McDonald's forecheck was heavy there. Puck's in the feet. Back in the zone. Braun works it over. Back to Braun. 40 seconds left in this power play. Cougars going back behind their own net. No pressure on them at the moment. Austin comes in there. Barry has it. Barry's pass hits some skates and bounces up back into the zone. Here comes Austin. Austin backhand. Save. Shot. Scores. Short-handed goal for the Novas. It's 3-0. It's McIsaac picking up the short-handed tally. That's the first short-handed goal I've seen this season, as the Novas have come out flying early in this first period. They move it back into their own zone and just fire it down into the Cougar zone. 10 seconds remaining on this power play. Less than ideal for the Cougars as they gave up one on this power play as they try to get back within one. O'Neill has it at his own blue line. O'Neill working up. He just chips it in once he crosses the red line. We're back to even strength. Puck's bounced around. Back to the point. Dixon. Dixon moves it over. Pass try to go back to Dixon. It's knocked down and it's going to go all the way down to the Cougar zone. They have it behind their own net, trying to work it up. Pass to the blue line. They get it out. Dixon gets leveled, and they're going to blow that down for a penalty. They're going to call a charge. So back to the Coast Electrical and Ventilation penalty kill. It's Austin going to the box for a charge, as that was a big-time collision there in open ice. The refs say he lost his feet though, and that will make it a charging penalty. Puck's dropped. Back to Braun at the point. Braun moves it down to Barry. Barry works it down low. Back to Braun at the point. Braun works it over. Shot. Saved by Wilson. Rebound just out of the reach, and it's sent all the way down to the Cougar zone. Landry's there to play it behind his own net. 20 seconds gone in this second power play for the Cougars. They're working into the Nova's zone with speed. Graves with it. Graves just fires it behind the net. Gazer there to play it back to Barry. Barry over to Braun. Another pass. Backdoor pass just gets broken up. Braun has it at the point. His shot tipped on front. Big save by Wilson, and it's cleared all the way down. Landry has to play behind his own net as he leaves it there. Minute into this power play. Cougars just toss it down. Wilson out to play it as it took a weird hop behind the net. Clearing attempt blocked by O'Neill. O'Neill works it down low. Pass back to O'Neill's block. It's bouncing around in front of the net, and it's turned around and fired all the way down. And Landry will have to play upon his net again. Leaves again for Dixon. Dixon. 35 seconds to go on this power play. O'Neill has it at his own blue line. Passes the center line. He passes it over, and that's going to be blown offside. .5:25 remaining in this first period. It is 3-0 Novas with 27 seconds remaining on this Cougars power play. Puck's dropped, one back by the Cougars. O'Neill has it. He works it back. They have it at their own blue line. They're running out of time on this power play. Dixon has it. Dixon tried to work it over. It gets tipped, but eventually gets there. Back to Dixon. 15 seconds. Over to O'Neill. O'Neill just chips it in. Wilson out to play, and he's going to cover that. puck drop. One back by the Cougars. Slap shot at the point. It's blocked. Pass over to Wilson, just out his reach. Bounces into the corner. Centering pass. Knocked down. We're even strength again. As Austin makes a play there. Tips it out. Sampson giving chase. Austin. It's knocked around. It's going to be blown dead. This time it looks like there's going to be a penalty. This time on the Cougars for a slash. Bring up the first Winmar power play of the game. Restoring momentum just like the Novas on the power play. Graves is going to go to the box for a slash. We have not played much even strength hockey here in the last 8 minutes or so. Puck's dropped. One back by the Novas. McMullen has at the point. His shot is blocked in front. Goes into the corner. McDonald's there to knock it down. Pass behind the net to Lincoln McDonald. Just out of his reach. Crawford will pick it up. Work it down low to Lincoln. Lincoln McDonald back to Crawford. Back to McMullen at the point. McMullen back to Crawford. Back to McMullen. McMullen shot. Blocked in front. Rebound. Crawford just bounces off his stick. Back to McMullen. McMullen works in. Shot. Bounces. Hits a couple bodies in front. And we'll go all the way back down to Wilson there in the Nova zone. McMullen retreats back to pick it up. 40 seconds into this power play. He works it up to Crawford. Crawford with some speed. He's working into the Cougar zone, working wide. Behind the net. Crawford. Crawford just reverses it back into the zone. Chipped up. McDonald. Passes it over to Crawford. Crawford's centering pass knocked off his stick, and it's great play there by Romard to knock it right back into the zone. Big hit by Lincoln McDonald. Short side shot by Romard, saved by Landry. Pass back to McDonald at the point. Alex McDonald. Shot, tipped in front, blocked. Sent out, but kept in by McDonald. McDonald over to McDonald. 3 McDonald's on the ice here for the Nova. Shot scores! It hit Lincoln McDonald on the side of the net and in. And it's 4-0 Novas. All 3 McDonald's on the ice. All 3 McDonald's, I believe, contribute to that goal. As they score on the Winmar power play to make it 4-0 here in the first period. So we're backing away, puck drop. One back to Dixon for the Cougars. He turns around, throws it up to Timmins. He just knocks it up. It's dumped in, hits the linesman and back at it, and dumped right back in. Landry out to play behind his own net. Pass well wide of everybody. That's going to go all the way down. Wilson stays it there. It is Rian and Alex McDonald with the assist on Lincoln McDonald's goal. So the McDonald connection there as McCossack works his way in. Shot gets blocked. Ballon forward. It goes up. O'Neill has it center ice. O'Neill loses the puck. That's going to be blown offside, I believe. Yes, it is. With 2:32 remaining in the first period, it is 4-0 Novas. Puck's drop, one back, fired in, hit a Novas player, bounced up and over the glass there. So another stoppage of play. As the puck gets tossed back into play, we'll get another face-off here in the Nova zone. Puck's drop, one back by the Cougars. Shot from the point, saved by Wilson. Clearing attempt works as it hits off a stick. Graves will pick it up in his own zone. Graves working with it, chips it up. Novas do have it back in their own zone. Gillis just chips it up and into the penalty box. So lots of pucks flying out of play here in the last couple minutes. 2:06 remains. We'll have a face-off just outside of the Nova zone. Buckley gets kicked out of the face-off circle. Puck's dropped. Everyone's tied up. Digging for the puck. Comes back to the Cougars. They just dump it into the Nova zone. McDonald will reverse and work back up to Crawford alongside the wall. He passes it up forwards to Romard. It's knocked off his stick. But Crawford picks it up again and then just dumps it in. Landry behind his own net. Barry there has it. His outlet pass gets knocked down. Romard has it, working to the top of the slot. He passes it over. Shot. Big save by Landry there. Minute 30 remaining in this first period. Back to Crawford. Crawford moves it back to McDonald. Shot in front, tipped down, doesn't make it to the net. Lincoln McDonald will pick it up. He passes it to Gillis. Gillis will shoot. That's blocked. Gillis has it again. It's knocked off his stick and into the neutral zone. McDonald will retreat back for that. McDonald with it on his stick. Pressured by O'Neill on his own zone. Working up towards the ball. Pass to Crawford. Crawford makes a move at his own blue line. Tries to pass to Sampson. Just out of reach. And that will go down for an icing with 59.4 seconds remaining in the period. Puck's drop. One back by the Novas. Novas have it in their own zone. Crawford up the wall. He just chips it out. Dixon will pick it up. He moves it over to Braun. Braun has it, makes a move back. 40 seconds remaining. Working his way up. Finally knocked off his stick deep in the Nova zone. Big hit, and that's going to be the penalty as Wilson's hauling it to his bench, as that's an icing. So that will be a penalty there for interference, bringing up a second Widmer power play. Fans, get ready. It's the Widmer power play. I do believe that the face-off will be in the Nova zone, though, because of the icing. Actually, it's just outside of the Nova zone there. So another man advantage here for the Novas. I mentioned earlier in my broadcast that the Novas played the Rangers yesterday. I stand corrected. They played the Dartmouth Whalers, beating them by a score of 4-1. Sampson works in. Sampson tries to go short side and misses high as that goes out of play with 10 seconds remaining. Puck's drop, one back to McDonald. McDonald at the point, seconds left, works it over, shot, and that's blocked by McNeil, and that is how the period's going to end as the puck goes back to the neutral zone. So we've played 15 after 1. Novas 4, Cougars 0. Don't go away, we'll be back in just one quick minute for the second period of action. drop for the second period. One back by the Cougars. Down a man. They try to get it out. As they do, it gets all the way back down to the Nova zone. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald to Frazier. Frazier over to Sampson. Sampson with some speed. Working his way in. Working wide into the Cougar zone behind the net. Sampson back to Frazier at the point. Frazier over to McDonald. McDonald makes another pass to Sampson. Sampson back to McDonald. Back to Sampson. Back to McDonald for good measure. He goes over to Frazier. Frazier working in back to McDonald, who passes it back to Sampson. Sampson works in. Shot. Big save. Rebound. Another save by Landry. As he keeps the score how it is. Just a minute into this power play. The Novas elect to send a new unit out, as well as the Cougars. Puck drop, one back by the Novas. McMullen has it at the point. McMullen. Shot. Scores! Might have been tipped in front. No one knows. They're all hugging it out anyway. We'll see who the refs give it to, as it looks like it's going to be Romard getting credit for the goal. They're now 2 for 2 on the Woodmire power play this morning. Well, this afternoon now, as less than a minute into the second period they score. Just like less than a minute into the first they score. It is 5-0 Novas. So there's a talk happening in the center ice. And it looks like someone will be sent off for a net guard. There's a lot of talks going on here as Gazer will have to go off the ice for lack of a net guard. Puck's dropped as they make a quick switch there. Dixon will pass it off. It's in the corner. They throw it off. McDonald pinches it in, keeps it in. McIsaac will dump it in. So it is Romard who gets it. It's chipped up and over. And they say it might have hit something first, so it's not a delay of game there. Lucky breaks for the Cougars here. McIsaac will go out for the draw for the Novas. And will be promptly kicked out of the face-off circle, so it'll be Dykers in there. Puck's drop. Battle for it, comes back towards the point, but it's just chipped in. The Cougars will have it in their own zone alongside the boards. McDonald keeps it in. His shot from the point, handled with ease by Landry. Battle for it alongside the boards. Comes out. O'Neill will pick it up. He just chips it in. Wilson will hang on to that one, so there's another stoppage in play here. Puck will be dropped. One forwards by the Cougars, but the Novas will pick that up, and Sampson's working his way down the ice. Sampson makes a move, and he's pushed off the puck there. Austin has it in the corner. Couple Cougars on him. Sampson will have it alongside the boards. It's knocked off his stick. It's just thrown towards the net. Landry will handle that with ease. McNeil trying to get it out of his own zone. It'll be bouncing around. It does cross the blue line. They're still fighting for it alongside the boards, though. Novas gain possession. Back to Frazier at his own blue line. He chips it off the wall. No one over there to pick it up. Austin makes a play on the loose puck. Sampson with it. He just throws it into the zone, knocked off a stick, and he picks it up again. Back to Peoples. Peoples looking for the hat trick. It's his shot off a stick. Centering pass, intercepted. Cougars looking to get something going here. Chipping it up. McNeil over to Johnson. Centering pass for McNeil. It's knocked down as everyone's looking for the puck. Went into the corner. Back to the point. Sampson tries to swat that one, but it bounces back into the zone. Shot in front, blocked. Goes back to Graves at the point. His shot. Tipped in, scored! As the Cougars get one back. As Johnson tipped it in from Graves' shot from the point. And Wilson had no chance there. That was a beautiful tip. Draws one by the Novas. McDonald has it. He chips it up. Romard has the puck in the zone. It's taken off his stick. Cougars going the other way. Pass to Buckley's knocked down. Will be chipped up. Graves has it. It's knocked off his stick in the Nova zone. Will be picked up by Romard. He passes behind the net to McMullen. McMullen up to Lincoln McDonald. Lincoln McDonald's pass off a skate. Has been chipped around, batted around there. It eventually goes back into the Nova zone. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald having his own zone. He throws off to Lincoln McDonald. Lincoln McDonald almost lost the puck, and then there he does. Graves picks up the puck. Graves gets past Crawford. He's working with some speed into the Nova zone. Being forced wide. Behind the net, Graves. Graves centering pass. And the shot goes well wide there as he was home alone in the slot. Pass behind the net as there's a big hit there on Lincoln McDonald. He seems to be shaken off a little bit. Romard chips it in and another hit alongside the boards. Cougars with some speed throws it into the zone. Stolen by McDonald. McDonald moves it over to Gillis. Gillis moves it off the boards. That'll be knocked around the boards, and McCaustic eventually just dumps it in. Landry chips around outside the boards for O'Neill. It's knocked off his stick. Novas have it at the point. Gillis loses it at the point. That'll be taken by the Cougars. Working with some speed, makes a move, circles back, passes Timmons, misses it. Dixon, shot, goes wide. Back to the boards. Bodies are flying now from the Cougars bench. Shot. Saved by Wilson. Clearing attempt doesn't work. Dixon there, big reverse hit at the blue line. So Nova's just desperately trying to get it out. Gillis works behind his own net. McDonald up to Duggan. Duggan just chips it out. Timmons, and there will be a stoppage in play. It looks like a penalty. It is, and it's going to be on a Cougar, it looks like, so that'll bring up a Winmar power play. Fans get ready, it's a Winmar power play. Looks like it's a holding of a stick call. So the Novas will look to improve on their 2 for 2 on the power play so far this afternoon. Just under 15 remaining in this period as the Cougars win the puck off the draw, send it down to Wilson. Wilson out to play by his own net, leaves it there. McDonald will pick it up. McDonald over McMullen. McDonald with some speed. McMullen working into the Cougar zone, working wide. Behind the net, looking for somebody. He throws it back to the point. McDonald picks it up. Back to McDonald at the point. McDonald works it down to Romard. Romard centering pass, intercepted. The clearing attempt is knocked down. It still gets out though. McDonald picks it up. Sampson working in with some speed. Sampson behind the net. Sampson coming into the weekend tied for 15th in points in the league as there's shot on the point and saved, and a couple Novas in the top 15 there. As that is translated to the standings, as the Novas are in, I believe, tied for third with a couple games in hand. Puck's dropped back to the point. Frazier works it over to McDonald, back to Frazier. Frazier working in, back to McDonald. McDonald works in, shot. Hits some shin pads into the corner. Frazier picks it up. He throws it down for Austin. Austin behind the net. Makes a move. Loses the puck. It's chipped up. Doesn't get out. Barry has lost a stick. He tried to kick it. It's knocked in back into the zone. Be rimmed around. Frazier picks it up and he throws it back to Austin, who throws it back to Frazier. Lincoln McDonald works in, shot, big save there. There's 33 seconds left on this power play. Another face-off here in the Nova zone. A lot of bodies on the ground. Cougars come up with a Tim and tries to get it out, but McDonald will keep it at the point. He passes it to McMullen. McMullen fans on the shot. Gets to the front of the net, doesn't get through. Romar try to play that one. Lincoln McDonald will knock the puck down behind the own net. Behind the net, sorry. Puck eventually does get out. Goes all the way down to Wilson. And that will kill off the penalty with 4 seconds remaining on it. So the Cougars thwart this potent Nova's power play as it's just chipped in. Romar battling for it in the corner. Puck goes back to the point. McDonald tries to go to his partner. It's knocked away. Gazer has it out of the box. He gets hit. And there's going to be a penalty. And some helmets coming off. As some extracurricular after the whistle. Since Wilson lost his helmet, I don't believe there will be a penalty shot. He wasn't home free. It'll just be a penalty bringing up to the Coast Electrical. Penalty box operates been busy for both teams tonight. Puck drop, won by the Cougars, they'll have it. Gets knocked down as the Novas pick it up as McIsaac just fires it all the way down. Landry had to play it. He leaves it. Barry will have it on his own net, trying to set something up. This is their third power play of the afternoon. So far they're 0 for 2, trying to flip the script. Braun gets it knocked off his stick. It's chipped up and out of the zone. Braun will give chase, pick it up in his own zone. Looking for Gazer. He picks it up. Throws it around to Graves. Graves fires. Pad save. Rebound cleared. And that will go all the way down to the Cougar zone. Landry's have to play it. He lost a stick, so he had to pick that up. Braun will pick up the puck in the corner behind his own net. He fires it up to Graves. Graves with some speed. Graves working in. Graves loses an edge. Trying to get around Frazier there. Still with the puck are the Cougars. Lincoln McDonald actually just picks it up and he knocks it out just past Dixon. And clears it. Dixon retreats behind his own net. 38 seconds remaining on this power play. Dixon looking to make a move. He passes it up. Timmons. Timmons knocks it in. Wilson behind his net to play it. He just leaves it there. It's fired up and out of the zone, and it takes a weird bounce. Sorry about the camera work there. As it hit the circle there in the scores booth and took a weird bounce back to center ice. 8 seconds left on this power play. O'Neill working his way in. O'Neill shot. Big save by Wilson. Rebound is just knocked into the corner. And we are back at even. Shot from the blue line is fanned on it. Out to Austin. Austin all alone. Austin breakaway. Hits the post. I think Landry got a piece of that there as he was out challenging him. Short side attempts knocked away by Landry as well. And there's going to be a penalty again. And it has just been a parade to the penalty box for both teams, as we're just halfway through the second period, and that's our 7th penalty of the game. And it's going to be a slashing call, bringing up a Winmar power play for the Novas. Puck's dropped, one back by the Cougars. They try to get it out. McDonald tries to keep it in, but it just gets past him. McMullen will retreat back to his own zone, pick up the puck. It has gotten eerily quiet here in Antigonish Arena. McDonald picks it up. He moves it over to McMullen. McMullen works it in. Crawford. Crawford loses the puck, goes to the center. No one there. Sampson just knocks it back to McMullen at the point. McDonald over to McDonald. McDonald back to McMullen. McDonald works it to Sampson. Sampson loses the puck. He's going to retreat back. He leaves it for McMullen, who goes cross ice to McDonald. Works it back to McMullen. Back to Sampson. Back to McMullen. Moves it over to McDonald. McMullen. Sampson. Sampson working in. Sampson pass in front. Just tipped wide. It'll be picked up and thrown back to McMullen at the point. A minute into this power play. Leaves it for McDonald. Over to Romard. Romard shot. Blocked. He picks up the rebound. He works it in. Couple shovels to the net. It's still frees. Landry made a couple saves there. Back to McDonald at the point. McDonald over to McMullen. Back to McDonald again. Back to Romard. Romard working in. Romard works it down low. Sampson. Sampson makes a move. Shot. Batted around. Sorry, that was Crawford, not Sampson. Wilson tries to clear it. McDonald will save it. Works it over. Shot. Big save, Landry. And his fans are letting him know their appreciation. Keeping this a 4-goal game. Just under 30 seconds on the power play. Just under 8.5 to go in the period. Puck's dropped, one back by the Novas. Over to Frazier at the point. Frazier shot. Saved by Landry. Rebound. Wrapped around. Couldn't get there. As it looks like the net came off. Play blown dead. Puck drop, this time won by the Cougars. There's a lot of Novas around there. Clearing attempts held in at the point. McDonald to Frazier. Frazier over to Lincoln McDonald. Lincoln McDonald works it down low. Shot. Big save, Landry. And there's some pushing and shoving, and Landry ended up on the ice afterwards. Looks like there will be no penalty coming up here. 3 seconds remaining on the power play. Eight minutes flat remaining in the period. Puck drop, one back. Gillis falls down, and this could be trouble. Pass for Dixon. It's a 2-on-1. Dixon centering pass knocked away by McDonald. What a great defensive play as he just throws it for Gillis behind the net. Gillis throws it off the boards. Working it up, McIsaac. McIsaac working with it. Working in, he reverses. Tries to center it into the skates of Johnson, the lone goal scorer so far for the Cougars. Braun working his way up, and he gets hammered into the boards, and Braun goes down hard. The Cougars have it at the point. Braun trying to make his way to the... He stays in the play, actually. He picks up the puck. He fires it on net. Wilson makes the save, and he holds on to that for a stoppage in play. Buckley's kicked out of the face-off circle. McNeil will have to go in and take it. Puck won by Frazier. Purcell shifts it up. Gillis hits him. Ricochets back to Buckley. Buckley trying to work out. It's knocked off his stick. Dykers has it. Dykers working his way in. Works it back. Shot. And that's a sharp angle shot that's saved by Landry, just standing up and held on to. Just under 7 to go in the second period inside what might be the coldest rink in Nova Scotia, as it is a chilly day here in Antigonish. Battle for the puck off the face-off. Nova's come out with it past the Fraser at the point. He works it over. Purcell. Shot. Shin pads of McNeil. McNeil just turns around and fires it straight up, and he gets laid out afterwards. So some pushing and shoving as he's on the ground. So we'll step away as hope he's okay, and we'll be back as play resumes. As we get back underway here, we wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully that's okay. I didn't get to see a number there who it was, as he was able to get off the ice. So as it looks like there will be an unsportsmanlike looks like there might be an unsportsmanlike to the Cougars bench, and it will be, as Graves will go over to serve it. So that brings up another Widmar power play for the Novas. Is not sure what happened there, but there'll be a man advantage here for the Novas. Puck's dropped. It's chipped out, and that is exactly what it is. It'll be an unsportsmanlike to the coach of the Cougars, served by the captain. Nova's working up with the Crawford, making a couple moves at center ice, and he just dumps it in once he crosses the red lines. Chipped in behind the net. Lincoln McDonald has it. Lincoln McDonald knocked down, and that puck's thrown all the way down back into Nova zone. Wilson behind his own net to play it. He leaves it for McMullen. McMullen with some speed, working his way up. He just chips it in. Landry leaves upon his own net. It's turned around, and that's fired right back out. Good first half of a penalty kill here for the Cougars. McMullen just standing behind his own net, waiting for the play to start as he fires it over to Sampson. Sampson working with a lot of speed through the neutral zone. Asher Sampson working in behind the net. Sampson back to Frazier. Frazier to McDonald. Back to Frazier. Over to Sampson. Back to McDonald. He works in. Doesn't see anything. Passes it back to Frazier. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Works it down low. Centering pass knocked away. McDonald keeps it in. He's going to work in. He's going to throw it over to Frazier. Sampson. Back to McDonald. McDonald back to Sampson. Sampson working in. Makes a move. Shot. Blocked. He still has it. He throws it back to McDonald. Power play expiring here for the Novas. 4 seconds. Shot. Glove saved by Landry. With 1 second remaining in the power play. Puck's drop. We're back to even. Big kill there. They send the puck all the way down to Graves, just out of his reach. As he's up against the boards with McMullen holding him there. There's a battle for it. Johnson's in there. And there's going to be a penalty to McMullen. Bring up at the Coast Electrical and Ventilation penalty kill again. And like I said earlier, just been a parade to the box for both teams so far today. And it's going to be a holding against the captain, McMullen. Puck's dropped. One back by the Cougars. Braun has it. He moves it over. Shot from the point's blocked. Back to Braun at the point. Braun works over to Graves. Graves just knocks it down low to Johnson. I'll go back to the point. Back to Braun. Braun. Graves. Graves. Shot. Glove save and held on to by Wilson. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Nothing major. Draw one by the Novas. Novas just chip it up and out. Landry behind the net to play it. Leaves it there for Braun. Braun reverses. Loses the puck, so he's going to have to spin back and regroup. He does. He works it up. Fired in. Wilson leaves it there behind his own net. McDonald reverses it, fires all the way around out of the reach of Barry and all the way down into the Cougar zone. Fired up to Barry. Up to Johnson. Graves working wide. Behind the net, reverses. Back to Braun at the point. Braun, Barry works it down low. Move back to Braun. Shot up and out as it hits some shin pads. There will be another face-off there just to the right of Wilson. Puck's dropped, one back by the Cougars again. Cougars getting some sustained pressure on this power play. Shot from the point, big save by Wilson as Fraser lays out the shooter. Puck drop. Another face-off win by the Cougars as O'Neill has it. He throws it back to Dixon at the point. Back to O'Neill. It's chipped off his stick. He's fighting for it again. Clearing attempt gets blocked by Dixon. Over to Timmins. Timmins shot. Tipped in front. Big save by Wilson. Clearing attempt by McDonald. Can't get out as Dixon keeps it in. Dixon shot. Blocked in front by Fraser. He chips it up and out. Dixon will have to retreat back to his own end for the puck. He works it over to O'Neill, just out of his reach. He'll still be picked up and work his way into the Nova zone. Knocked off the stick by Fraser. Fraser trying to work it out. He does, but the Cougars pick it up. Braun has the puck. He chips it in. Braun's been out there for a while. Battle for it alongside the blue line. Gets out, gets right back in, and then chipped up and out into the Cougar zone. We are back to even with 1:50 remaining in this period. It's just chipped all the way down into the Nova zone. No icing. McDonald will retreat, go back behind his own net with it. McDonald working up with some speed. Working into the zone, but that's blown offside. So there will be a face-off just outside the Cougar zone here. Puck's drop, one back by Peoples. It's just chipped into the zone. Dixon picks it up. He fires it over. Partner pass. Working it up. Gillis, though, will have it in his own zone. He turns around, fires it to Sampson in his feet, so it gets past him. Barry gets the puck knocked off his stick. Romard has it in the zone. Romard working towards the net. Centering pass. Shot. Big save by Landry. As Sampson could only backhand that one on the one-timer, but he picks up the puck in the neutral zone. He leaves it back for McDonald. Back to Sampson with a minute remaining. Sampson working with some speed. He gets hit at the blue line. Pass up for Geezer's knocked down. He tips the puck, though, and it's a 2-on-1 for the Cougars. Works over to Johnson. Johnson shot. Goes high and wide. He looked for a second. Another shot. There's some bodies flying in front of the net. Another shot by Johnson, hit, saved by Wilson. It's rebounds bouncing around. It's by the side of the net. Couple great opportunities there for the Cougars to get back within three. Peoples has it going the other way. Peoples just fires it on. Landry gloves it, leaves it there. Braun, outlet pass is hit, and that will be blown dead for offside. This is just a two-line icing. Offside. It'll go right back to just outside the Cougar zone. Puck's dropped. Graves gives it over to Braun. Braun works it up. Cougars trying to make something happen right before the end of the period. Pass gets knocked off. Graves has it. Seconds remaining. It knocked off at the blue line, and that's how this period's going to end. After 2 periods of play, Nova's 5, Cougars 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick intermission for the third and final period of this game.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back into the Intermission Arena. In case you guys were wondering, no, it has not gotten warmer. If you are just joining us, like the scoreboard says, it is 5-1. How did we get here? First period, Novus came out flying. Powered by Peoples, scoring two quick ones. One within the first minute of the game. They were up 4-0 after one. Second period a little more tightly contested as each team getting a goal. Johnson for the Cougars with the tip. It's been so far penalty after penalty for both teams. And in the intermission, I was told that it is Sam Graves' birthday today, as he's out there, the captain of the Cougars. So happy birthday to him. Hopefully he gets on the score sheet here and maybe wills his team to a big third period comeback. Time will tell, but for now the puck gets dropped. One forward by the Cougars. So working down low. Tough angle shot, and that looks like it's held on by Wilson. And I think it might have hit the post there before he caught that. But nevertheless, the net comes off as usual here in the Intermission Arena. He holds on to it, so first whistle just 10 seconds in. The first two periods, Novus has scored within the first minute. See if they can make it a perfect 3-4-3. Puck's dropped, chipped out of the zone by Austin. Austin, a foot race for it. He swings and he'll have it in the zone. It's knocked off his stick. People's there to play it. Goes back to McDonald. McMullen works over to McDonald. Back to McMullen at the point. McMullen shot, tipped in front. Big save by Landry. Rebound. Sampson has it. He's looking for someone. Sampson turns around, shot, scores! So once again, I don't want to say I called it, but I might have called that. As that's all three periods, the Novus have scored within the first minute of the period, making it 6-1. Sampson getting on the score sheet here as he's been known to do. As the fans barely have gone into their seats since the intermission. Canteen line looks busy. This puck gets knocked down all the way down. That's going to be an icing against the Nova, so we're going to go back to the Nova zone. As McIsaac gets kicked out of the face-off circle. In comes Dykers to take the draw against O'Neill. Puck's dropped. Barry, it's tipped in front. Just gets knocked straight down though. McDonald will pick up the puck. He tries to chip it up. It gets up and out. Gillis makes a move. McIsaac shoots and scores. And that was a very nifty move there by Gillis. Setting up McIsaac. It's 7-1, and there's 2 goals within the first minute. This Novus team can flat out score. We've seen it time and time again. Puck's dropped, one back by McDonald. Sorry, one back to McDonald. McDonald works it up. It's chipped up and into the zone. That's going to go all the way down for an icing. So there's our 5th stoppage in play in just a minute and 10 seconds, a minute and 13 seconds into this period. puck's dropped, shot down. Some Tragically Hip playing over the loudspeakers, always a good time. Duggan has it alongside the boards, he chips it up. It's kept in by Sims. Puck skirts out over to Duggan. Duggan working in, short angle shot goes wide. McIsaac working in the corner. Duggan picks it up. He's held on to the boards. McIsaac somehow works his way back and picks it up. Fires it to Gillis at the point. His shot, save. Rebound. Just bouncing over. McDonald keeps it in. It's chipped off the glass and out. And Gillis just tosses it right back in. So Novus will retreat. Cougars with it. Braun working his way in. Shot goes wide. And that'll be picked up by the Novas. Trying to get it out. And that's just chipped into the Cougar zone. Graves back to get it. Fighting for it and it gets just chipped right back in. Landry will leave it there for Graves. Graves fires it back behind his net again. It will get out of the zone. Wilson tries to chip it up. It's knocked back down, but still has it, and that'll be blown offside. As they just got a little too overeager and just half a step before Wilson took that puck into Johnson took that puck into the zone. Puck drop, won by the Cougars. It's chipped up. Buckley will chip it into the zone. He's trying to play the swarm of Novas around there. Sampson comes out with it. He leaves the puck as takes a hit. Peoples is just going to dump it in. Landry out to play it. He retreats back to his net. It's chipped up for Buckley. Sampson seals it by the blue line. Sampson working in. He loses the puck, retreats, recovers, chips it far to McMullen. McMullen makes a nice move, makes a man miss, centers it for Sampson, but he was covered there. McDonald, good pinch there, keeps it in, but Cougars try to knock it out. Sampson holds the line. Sampson working wide behind the net. Centering pass, no Nova in front there, but a Cougar almost put it in his own net. McMullen has it. McMullen shot, blocked or saved by Landry, and it's chipped up and out of the zone. McDonald will chip it right back in, however. Landry out to play it behind his net. Graves picks it up. Graves going for a skate on his birthday. Graves working in. Backhand just goes a little too tight and misses the net. Big collision there alongside the boards. McMullen chips it up. McIsaac working in. Backhand, big save there by Landry, sent all the way down. McDonald will pick it up and throw it to Gillis in his own end. Gillis crosses the center line, tosses it in. Weird bounce at front, and McIsaac just fanned on that. He had a great opportunity there to make it 8-1, as that took a weird hop on Landry there. So Neal picks it up, crosses center, working in. He's bumped off the puck. There's a big hit in the boards there, another big one. His bodies are flying here in the third period. It's chipped into the Nova zone, but hit off a stanchion and came back out. Bounces in. Gillis has it, waiting for a change. Back to McDonald. McDonald throws it up. It's just chipped into the zone to get rid of icing. Landry throws it behind his net. It's going to be picked up by Duggan. Duggan working with it. Duggan chips it in front, bouncing off a couple shin pads. Loose in front. Can't have stick on it. The Cougars look to get it out. Just tries to chip out, but Purcell keeps it in. Second attempt, Timmins. Timmins tries to get it out. Purcell again, knocking it down. Finally gets out. Purcell just throws it back to Frazier. Frazier looking to go for a skate. Frazier working wide. Into the zone, still working wide, protecting that puck. Behind the net, looking for somebody. Out in front, and a good stick lift there ends that chance as they just dump right back in. Novas have to retreat. It's left behind the net for Johnson. Dixon. McMullen throws it up, just out of the reach of Duggan. Dixon will retreat back to his own end. Cougars looking to get out of their own zone. Big hit there. It's kept in. Crawford stick handling through a couple people. Romard finally shoots it. It gets blocked at front. Puck still up for grabs. Lick McDonald picks up. Fans on the pass, but recovers. McDonald working in down low into the corner. Reverses it. Back to the point. McDonald over to McMullen. McMullen shot. Saved by Landry. He's heading to the boards. Comes back to McMullen. Just out of his reach, and it's knocked out. McDonald picks it up. There's going to be a delayed penalty there as McMullen was knocked down in the center neutral zone when he did not have the pucks. Novas, net empty, extra attacker. Romard working up. Romard with some speed, working wide. Puck's knocked off his stick. He throws it back to Crawford. Crawford leaves it for McDonald at the point. McMullen over to McDonald. Back to Crawford. Back to McDonald at the top of the point. Goes past his stick and will go all the way down to his own zone. Nova's retreating. Johnson giving pressure. McDonald behind his own net. He throws it over to McMullen. McMullen working off the boards. He throws it up to Romard. Romard shot, and that's finally touched, and that's going to bring up the Winmar power play. As it's going to be a trip. As Wilson's finally able to go back to his net. Fans get ready. It's another Winmar power play. The first two the Nova scored on, the last two the Cougars got the better of them. As that whistle will be blown, because it kicked out of the draw, Sampson will go in to take it, or not. It'll be Dykers. Won by the Cougars. Braun has it. Braun looking to get it out. He's hit up against the boards by McIsaac in the corner. McIsaac throws it back to Sampson. Throws it back to the point to Purcell. Purcell walking in. Shot. Just high. Buckley will pick it up and he'll throw it all the way down the ice. Wilson there plays it. Leaves it for the captain, McMullen. McMullen has it. 12 minutes ago in this third period. Throws it up for Sampson. Sampson with a lot of speed coming into the zone. Sampson looking for a second. Retreats back, gives it to Purcell at the point. Purcell looking for something. Back door, and the one-timer from McIsaac just goes wide. That was a great pass there by Purcell as O'Neill chips it all the way down, and Wilson will leave it there for McMullen once again. McMullen chips it in. Landry at the play. He leaves it for Graves. Graves fires it off the glass. Takes a weird hop back towards the center. Gillis picks it up. Gillis gets hit by Graves. Puck's picked up by Romard. Shot. Hit the post. And that'll go out. And Peoples looking for the hat trick there. But we chip back to Peoples. Peoples back to the point to McDonald. McDonald keeps it in. Over to Gillis. Gillis working in. His shot. And that was a stick save there by Landry. McDonald keeping in at the point. Back to Gillis. Gillis looking for an opening. Gives it back to McDonald. McDonald over to Peoples. Peoples back to McDonald. 12 seconds left on the power play. Back to Peoples. Peoples makes a move. Works in. Puck's knocked off his stick. And that's going to be chipped up and it hits McDonald and out. And that will do it for the power play. We're even strength. That's 3 straight kills there for the Cougars. As that puck's chipped all the way down. Landry had to play it. Duggan centering it. Couldn't get a hold on it. Peoples try to bury that empty netter there. Cougars going the other way. Wilson working up with it. Wilson. Puck's off his stick at the blue line. It's knocked back to Wilson. He loses it. McDonald pick it up. He passes it over to Frazier. Back to McDonald. Gillis has it around the center. He just tosses it in, bouncing puck, and Landry has to go down and make a save. We're over halfway through this period. Outlet pass is knocked down. He'll be sent back to Fraser by his own blue line. He trips it up to the boards. Lincoln McDonald knocks it up, but Johnson picks that up and he just throws it down. Purcell hits it. Wilson will just leave it for Purcell by the side of the net. Over to Crawford. Crawford leaves it for Romard. Romard over to Lincoln McDonald. Lincoln McDonald tries to center it. That pass is knocked down. Romard to Crawford. Crawford loses it. Lincoln McDonald throws it behind the net. Romard picks it back up. Tosses it to the blue line. Shot. And that's saved and held on to by Landry. 9:15 remaining in the third period. Score is 7-1 for the Novas. Puck's dropped, battle for it, picked up by the Novas. Tries to throw it back to the point. It eventually gets there. Gillis shot it, hit ahead of Buckley and almost went in. Just nipped the cage of Buckley. Buckley looks to be alright. Big hit into the boards as they got the ref too there. Pass back to Gillis at the point. Gillis works it back down low. Mikajzik lost an edge, couldn't handle that pass as the Cougars have it in their own zone. Balfour at the point, it's kept in. It's thrown in, hits a couple bodies. Barry will pick up the puck. Sorry, Braun. Braun just chips it out. McDonald picks it up. Reverses at his own blue line. He's working towards. McDonald working in. Shot! Just goes wide. Puck's chipped in again. Timmins hits his own player. The Novas pick up the puck, take advantage of that, and just chip it in. They're going to get a kit change. Just over 8 minutes remaining in this third period. Outlet pass. Try to make a move with Timmins and just got shut down almost immediately. Chipped up to Graves. Balfour alongside, almost by the Cougars bench there. Pass gets knocked down. Sampson has it. Sampson misses the hit, but by avoiding the hit, he let his line mate go offside, so there will be a whistle. 7:54 remaining in this period. And what has been a great game for the Nova so far, as they look like they're en route to. They look like they're en route to a 4-point weekend, and there's going to be a timeout called by the Cougars. With just under 8 minutes to go in this period, the 30-second timeout. Talk some things over. Try to get their legs back underneath of them and make a push here in the later stages of the third period. There's been a flurry of shots towards Landry today, and he's made some highlight reel saves thus far as the timeouts expiring here. And we'll get back to the action. Puck's dropped, one back by the Novas. McMullen will have the puck. He throws it up to Sampson. Sampson just chips it in. Hits Barry's stick, but still gets into the zone. Thrown pass for Dixon. Johnson picks it up, however. Dixon over to Barry. Barry chips it up. Geezer, he's on a partial break. He works in, shot. Big save by Wilson. It's a puck thrown behind the net. Battle for it. Romard picks it up. He tries to get it to Sampson. It's knocked down out of midair. Shot hits a stick up and out of play. So we'll get another face-off in the Nova zone as there's some frustration being displayed by the forward core from the Cougars. Puck's dropped, one back by the Cougars. Chipped into the corner. McCausey will be there to battle for it. He just throws it behind his own net. Dykers giving chase. Buckley wins the throat race. Lots of white jerseys around. There's the Novas. Just throw it behind the net. Gillis throws it over to Gillis. And there will be a penalty coming up. That will bring up the Coast Electrical and Ventilation penalty kill. As Gillis will go to the box for head contact. Only 2 minutes. Just under 7 minutes to go in this game. Puck's drop, one back by the Novas. McCausey will throw up on his own net. Dykers tries to hit it, and that is, he was run at. And there's going to be a penalty for the Cougars. And there's another head contact. So we are back to even at 4-on-4 as Graves will head back to the box. As we'll have a minute 46 of 4-on-4, followed by 14 seconds of a power play for the Novas. Puck's dropped there. A quick shot by Duggan on net. That just goes wide. Quick shot by Gillis. That goes high and tight, and just a good save by Landry. Centering pass just out of the reach of Austin. He battles back for it. His backhand just goes high. Braun will have it. He reverses. He throws it over to Greaves. Geezer, sorry. Who reverses it back. 4-on-4, a lot more ice open now. McDonald chips it right back into the zone. Barry. Getting chased by Austin. Barry into the zone. Moves it over to Johnson. Johnson's shot just goes wide. Good picked up at the point by Geezer. He's hit. And the Novas will have a 2-on-1. Duggan to Austin. Austin tries to move it back. That pass is blocked by Braun. Good defensive effort there. McMullen will have the puck at the point. McMullen working in. Leaves it back for Austin. Austin working in over to McMullen. McMullen moves it to McDonald. Back to McMullen. McMullen's waiting for some help. Leaves it for Crawford, who just came off the bench for Austin. Moves it over to McDonald. McDonald's shot is blocked. He retrieves the puck though. Passes it back to Crawford. Crawford waiting for it. Over to McMullen. McMullen. To McDonald. Back to McMullen down low. Pass in front. Just can't be held on till Crawford's shot. Blocked it up and out of play. There's 4 seconds left on Gillis' penalty. And then there will be a 14-second power play. Puck drop, won by the Cougars. Gillis is on, so we have a 14-second Winmar power play. Cougars have the puck, they chip it up. O'Neal has it in the zone. O'Neal and McNeil. O'Neal shot, glove save by Wilson. He holds on to it. So now there's only 5 seconds remaining in this very, very brief power play for the Novas. Austin kicked out of the face-off draw. McMullen looks like he might have to come in to take it. It'll be Dykers coming in to take it. McMullen was shaking his head no. It's won by Dykers. It's chipped up, and Dixon's going to have to go for a skate. We're back to even strength. Timmons has a puck by his own blue line. He tries to chip it up. They don't know where it is. Austin picks it up. And that's blown offside. Just 4:29 remaining in this game. 7-1 in favor of 7-1 in favor of the Nova, sorry. Puck drop, one back by O'Neill. Braun has it, he goes up to Timmins. Timmins just chips it in, sorry about that, got caught on the camera. Nova's gonna go the other way. McIsaac gets hit, he loses a stick, he retreats back. Cougars pick up the puck. Fires it for O'Neill just past him. That's gonna be turned around, fired into the zone, caught by Landry, and he just drops there. Novas have the puck. Centering pass is just knocked away. Gillis will pick it up. He loses an edge behind the net. Braun will pick up the puck, go the other way. Braun looking. Just tosses it in. Wilson picks up the puck. Wilson leaves it there. Chipped up for Gillis alongside the boards. Gillis is only able to just chip it out of the zone before he gets swarmed by blue jerseys. Chips it over for Braun. Braun works in. He just knocks it in. Purcell will pick it up. Purcell. Puck bounces up, loses it. Timmins. Sims will have the puck at the point. Sims just turns around, dumps it in. Frazier skating with the puck. Chips it up to Duggan. Duggan. Beautiful backwards pass. It gets up to Dykers. Dykers loses the puck. It goes into the corner. He gets hit hard into the corner. Still with the puck. He's brought down and he's hit again. Some cheering from the Cougars bench. Wilson has the puck across the center ice. Just under 3 minutes to go. Wilson shot. Easy pad save for Wilson. Pass up intended for Dykers. He just can't reach there. Barry will pick it up in his own zone. Barry throws it over to Graves. Graves takes the tumble but recovers. Still has the puck. He's working in. White jerseys swarm him. The puck's up for grabs. Graves still has it though. Graves working towards the boards. Tries to reverse it. 2 white jerseys on him. Puck's in McIsaac's feet. Comes out. Thrown back behind the net for Gillis. Gillis looking up for Sampson. Sampson takes it in stride. Sampson's knocked back by Barry. McDonald will pick up the puck in his own zone. Gillis has it. Gillis looking for it. He just backhands it into the zone. Landry's just going to leave it there behind the net. 2 minutes remaining left in this game. Thrown back for Barry. Pass intended for Johnson. Broken up by Gillis. Cougars will still have it. Gillis, great defensive play and a great reverse hit there. And the Novas break out. Peoples has it. Peoples looking for his hat trick. Shot! And that's blocked at front. Puck goes into the corner. Working up is Dixon. Dixon shot. Caught and covered by Wilson. They will get a whistle with 1:24 in the game. With a minute left, just over a minute left, very short bench for the Cougars. There's only 5 Cougars remaining on the bench. Not 100% sure what has happened to the rest of the team. Purcell takes a tumble behind the net, goes back out to Braun at the point. Braun shot, tipped at front, and just goes wide. Balfour alongside the boards. The whistle's going to be blown as they're covering the puck. 1:07 remaining. Wilson's face-off part and is going to come outside of the Nova zone. Puck's drop, one back by the Novas, thrown over, chipped up. There's going to be no icing as we've hit the final minute to play in the game. Cougars looking to make another rush. O'Neill tries to chip it up. McMullen takes the puck. He throws it over to Romard. Romard working up to McDonald. Lincoln McDonald all alone. Lincoln McDonald shot. Big save by Landry. Big blocker save there on the breakaway. So the Cougars have a breakaway of their own now. Buckley, caught by McMullen. His shot stopped by Wilson. He holds on to it. Half a minute remaining. Puck drop, one back by the Cougars, thrown into the corner. Purcell will go behind his own net to play it. He gets hit into the boards, puck comes off his stick. Puck goes into the neutral zone, chipped up. Will be played into the zone just past Sim. Barry will pick it up with 7 seconds remaining. And the Novas, another big home win here tonight as they defeat the visiting Cougars by a score of 7-1. On behalf of all High Bun Sports, I'd like to thank you for choosing to spend your morning and afternoon with us. There's some hooting and hollering between the coaches here, but I'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon and look forward to spending some more